DETV News is sponsored by Newcastle County Government.
Delaware's largest hospital warns it's overcapacity due to COVID-19.
Plus, major changes coming to one Delaware town starting in the new year. What you need to know.
And if you saw Santa out a few days ago riding his motorcycle, your eyes weren't playing tricks on you. We'll tell you what he was up to.
Good evening and welcome to DETV News, your trusted news source. I'm Matt Ford.
And I'm Kaylin Pride, filling in for Lauren Wilson. Thanks for joining us tonight. We begin tonight with news about the COVID infectious surge that has made its way across the state. In his second pandemic update this month, Governor John Carney was joined by representatives from Christiana Care and BB Healthcare, pleading with the community to do their part to protect the state's hospital systems as COVID-19 infections surge across Delaware.
Wear a mask even if you're vaccinated in public places and keep socially distanced. Be careful with your holiday gatherings. If you're coming and bringing folks around to dinner, maybe think about having a smaller crowd this year, a smaller group, and be very careful as people travel in and out.
Delaware's hospital systems peaked on January 14th of this year with 474 hospitalizations, and officials were desperate to not let the situation become so dire again, especially with the holidays here and winter forcing more people inside. Over the past couple of days, other cities and states have been considering or implementing mandates, but Carney noted Delaware is no longer in a state of emergency and he'd rather see voluntary compliance with mask wearing and social distancing.
In other COVID-related news, just announced this week, Rehoboth Beach City employees will be required to show proof of COVID vaccination or obtain a weekly negative test starting on January 3rd. City Manager Sharon Lynn made the announcement on Tuesday, saying the city has seen an increase in COVID positives among its staff recently. Rehoboth is defining fully vaccinated as having received 1 dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine or 2 doses of either the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. In addition, any eligible employees will also be required to receive the boosters. Rehoboth is hosting a vaccination clinic on Wednesday, January 5th at its convention center. It is open to the public. Along with the vaccine policy, city employees will still be required to wear masks or shut their office doors while inside city buildings.
Delaware officials have cleared 2 Newcastle County police officers who fatally shot a man in January, but an outside review found that the man's death could have been avoided if better policing tactics were employed. The incident began on January 13th after 30-year-old Lamont Moses was found asleep in his car in Wilmington. Officers said that they were in the area looking for stolen vehicles, and Moses reportedly told officers that his mother lived where his car was parked. Once Moses made a U-turn and began to drive away, officers opened fire. The Department of Justice and a law firm found that Patrolman Roberto Irati and Corporal Robert Ellis were justified in shooting Lamont Moses as he appeared to drive toward them. The report published Monday admonishes the department's policies and training related to shooting and moving vehicles and cities' errors in police communication during the incident.
Yesterday, a message was sent to us that Black lives don't matter, that they're going to continue killing black folks in this city and state, that the police always going to be right, that they got the right to kill us and get away with it.
A federal lawsuit filed by the family claims that the county, its police department, public safety department, and 3 officers violated Moses' rights. The suit also claims that officers lacked the proper training, which contributed to his wrongful death. And the county, quote, specifically knew that its officers needed specific training on excessive force and de-escalation practice.
Justice was not served. I'm beyond hurt. The emotion I cannot even give. My heart is torn, but it's still beating.
The family will continue to fight for justice and plan to move forward with a civil litigation that is currently pending.
We now move to a story about a lawsuit filed by the ACLU of Delaware. The lawsuit alleges that 2 correctional officers at the Sussex Correctional Institution brutally beat 2 inmates on 2 separate occasions. The first involved 3 officers attacking an inmate unprovoked, and the second alleges that when another inmate was held the following month, he was attacked for answering a question incorrectly. The Delaware Department of Corrections has responded to the incident, and the ACLU expects that the case will be held in a federal district court.
Coming up, it's being called a perfect storm for healthcare workers already on the brink of burnout.
Plus, we'll run down the changes in public transit for the holidays. Stay with us. You're watching DETV News.
As soon as I got here, I just felt the warm embrace of the community, man. Like what y'all got going on is wonderful. And no wonder y'all called the work group, because y'all putting that work in. For real, seriously, y'all getting the work done.
We are committed to creating the best Riverside we can with the community, for the community.
This message is brought to you by Newcastle County Government.
Hi, I'm Dr. Neil Hochstein at ENT and Allergy of Delaware. We've been very fortunate to be protected from COVID-19 with the vaccines, but now we're hearing a lot about booster shots. If you're over 65 or have some immune compromise, booster shots are an effective way to strengthen your immune system again. It's the same vaccine that you received with your first or second dose, and it can extend and strengthen the protection that you've already received. Keep yourself and your friends and family safe. Thank you.
Welcome back. A spike in COVID-19 cases and other seasonal illnesses, coupled with unprecedented workforce constraints, have come together to create what's being called a perfect storm for healthcare workers. With that, Tidal Health announced this week that patient visitation will be suspended on Monday, December 27th at Tidal Health Nanticoke in Seaford. At the same time, there will also be a temporary pause of elective non-emergency surgeries that require an overnight stay. Patients affected by the pause are being notified ahead of time by their surgeon's office. Any questions should also be directed to their surgical practice. And as of this broadcast, we want to let you know that there have been no changes to visitation policies at any of Delaware's other hospitals.
Representatives from the Department of Health and Social Services, the Division of Services for Aging and Adults with Physical Disabilities, and the state gathered to kick off a new phase of Delaware's homebound vaccination program. This event was also the launch of a new COVID-19 vaccination marketing campaign. The press conference happened outside of the Ivera Pharmacy in Wilmington, and the campaign was aimed at encouraging vulnerable populations to get vaccinated or to get their boosters.
And it is so important in our state that we continue to think about and find ways to create access for people who have mobility challenges, whether that's because of age, disability, or illness.
In the program's new phase, DHSS will partner with local independent pharmacies to bring COVID-19 vaccinations to people's homes.
Healthcare systems are expanding in rural Sussex County, where the population is booming and there's a lack of health services. Bay Health recently broke ground on a 48,000 square foot healthcare center at Route 9 and Hudson Road in Milton. Set to open in early 2023, it will be home to an emergency and walk-in center, imaging and lab services, 5 primary care clinicians, and multiple specialty care doctors. It's one of numerous new healthcare facilities planned to open in Sussex County, which is both a federally designated medically underserved area and a health professional shortage area. According to BB Healthcare's 2019 Community Health Needs Assessment, there were 63 primary care providers for every 100,000 Sussex County residents, where the population has grown more than 20% in the last decade.
Dartford State has announced its service schedule for the Christmas and New Year holidays. Reduced holiday service will be offered in all 3 counties, operating on its Saturday schedule on Friday, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve. All trips in Newcastle and Sussex County would end around 8 p.m. both days. On Christmas Eve, the SEPTA Wilmington Newark line train will operate regular weekend service, and on New Year's Eve, service will run on a Saturday schedule. DART services statewide will not operate on both Christmas Day and New Year's Day. On Christmas, the SEPTA Wilmington-Newark line train service will operate 7 trains on a 2-hour schedule. On New Year's Day, SEPTA will operate on a Saturday schedule. View SEPTA.org for details.
Still to come tonight, a beloved summer vacation spot for many Delawareans has some major changes coming.
Plus, Santa's weekend forecast is just ahead. Stay with us. You're watching DETV News.
Auto accident, medical negligence, work injury. Contact Team Tice, your Delaware personal injury lawyers. Leroy Tice in Wilmington, Delaware, serving and supporting the people of Delaware. Call 302-489-2400. That's 302-489-2400. Online at teamtice.com.
Welcome back. Well, the countdown is on and Santa is making his big trip in just a matter of hours. Let's see what's in store for jolly old St. Nick's trip to the first state.
Thanks, Matt. Here is your DETV 3-day weekend weather forecast. The holidays are definitely upon us, everyone, and the weather is looking oh so merry. Let's start with Newcastle County. On Friday, we're looking at a mostly cloudy day with a high of 48 degrees. And on Saturday, we're looking at another mostly cloudy day, but warmer with a high of 56 degrees. And on Sunday, we should be seeing a bit more sun as it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 50 degrees. Now let's see what's going on in Kent County. We are seeing similar weather with mostly cloudy skies on Friday and Saturday with a high of 50 and then 57 degrees. Now on Sunday, the weather will drop back down to 52 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Now, lastly, in Sussex County, we'll see mostly cloudy skies with a high of 52 degrees and then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a warm high of 61 degrees. And then the weather drops back down again to a high of 53 degrees on Sunday. So overall, it looks like Santa won't have to worry about any rain or snow in the forecast for the Christmas holiday this weekend. I'm Shakira Denise, and this has been your 3-day DETV weekend weather forecast. Happy holidays, everyone. Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Shakira. From Delaware governor to U.S. ambassador, former Delaware Governor Jack Markell was selected by President Biden in September to lead the effort to resettle thousands of refugees from Afghanistan. Markell was named Operations Allies Welcome Coordinator. The operation is a part of the Department of Homeland Security's mission to secure homes for Afghans who escaped the Taliban. Now, 6 months after his original nomination to the International Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the U.S. Senate confirmed Markell's nomination, marking the most high-profile state appointment to the Biden administration. Markell's appointment as the U.S. representative to the body, the first permanent official in 5 years, comes at one of the most prominent times as the OECD recently completed negotiations for a global minimum corporate tax rate.
Ocean City, Maryland vacationers and crab cake lovers, listen up. Changes are coming to the popular vacation destination. Phillips Crab House is closing for good, and the Dunes Manor Hotel is changing hands. This week, the owners of Phillips Crab House announced they have sold their restaurant property in Ocean City. Phillips had been a staple in the Ocean City area for 66 years. Earlier this month, the longtime family-owned Dunes Manor Hotel announced it sold the iconic hotel to a company called OTO Development. On Phillips Seafood Facebook page, the company says it will dedicate its resources to its Baltimore location as well as the international business. Many mothers and mothers-to-be received a special gift this weekend from an organization aimed to support women in need. Harper's Heart annual holiday event Strollers for Santa returned this year with over 60+ brand new strollers for single mothers in the community. The nonprofit organization's mission is to support the needs of both mothers and mothers-to-be with essentials for their children. Since the launch of their organization in 2018, they have provided families with over $300,000 worth of items for free in Wilmington. Besides strollers, families have also received items such as free car seats, pack and plays, feeding essentials, and so much more. Through their services, their impact on the community has been featured nationally on The Kelly and Ryan Show.
So this is our annual holiday event, and this is our namesake, Isabella Harper. So this is what the organization is named after, and this is what we do every single year to make sure that families get the things that they need every single year for the holidays.
Just ahead after the break, this bartender and former Marine has been transforming into Motorcycle Santa each Christmas for kids in need. We'll meet him straight ahead.
This message is brought to you by Newcastle County Government.
Many wonder, what is a variant? A variant is a mutation or a change in the genetic sequence of the virus. Some of our methods of treating COVID-19 become ineffective. If we were to simply get vaccinated, we could decrease the spread and the likelihood that a mutation would form in the first place. Let's get vaccinated.
Welcome back to DETV. I'm Nick Alessandrini. On to winter sports we go, and that means a lot of basketball and, of course, some wrestling. But let's start with the crowning of some champions. The Delaware Bluecoats wrapped up a championship run in Vegas yesterday as they took home the AT&T Winter Showcase Cup title and that $100,000 prize with a win over the OKC Blue 104-98 in Las Vegas. The Bluecoats were led by Showcase MVP Jerron Cumberland, who finished with 24 points, 8 boards, and 6 assists. Also, Braxton Key had a huge championship game for the Bluecoats with 28 points and 11 rebounds. The Bluecoats now will return home to resume their regular season at the Fieldhouse on December 28th against Capital City. And, of course, you can catch that right here on DETV. Now let's get to our Delaware Live Sports boys and girls basketball rankings. Let's start with our girls rankings. The top 6 stay the same as we have Woodbridge at 6. Ursuline drops to 3-3 on the year but stays inside that top 5. Number 4, Cape Henlopen, and number 2, Caravel battled on Tuesday night with Caravel getting the win 50-40. St. Elizabeth's plays just 2 games so far this season, but they remain undefeated at 2-0 and stay at number 3. And Sanford, playing that tough schedule, still sits atop the rankings at number 1 with a record of 2-2. DMA, they slide up a few spots to number 8, and Seaford and Wilmington Charter find their way into the top 10 this week. Also, a congratulations to India Johnston, who scored her 1,000th point in the win over Cape Henlopen. Now let's take a look at the Delaware Live boys basketball rankings. The St. Mark's Spartans go from unranked to number 10. We'll see more from them in just a little bit. Middletown falls to number 9. Appo at 8. Tower Hill at 7. Sanford, in their first year without Stan Waterman, starting strong at 2-0. They sit at number 6. Then William Penn, undefeated at 4-0 at number 5. Howard comes in at number 4. And Sally's, going through that very tough out-of-state start to their schedule, are at number 3. Dover and Seaford, they sit atop the rankings right now. How about those Blue Jays early this winter, with Seaford getting the top spot this week? The matchup of the week was a top 10 battle as the Middletown Cavaliers traveled up to Pike Creek to take on the Spartans of St. Mark's. Early in this one, Jaden McGee comes up with the steal and quickly finds Evan Sparks, who throws it down. Cavs up 14-10. Then Tyrene Hinson drains the 3. Middletown up 7. Then later in the second, Pris Messiah DeWitt finds Gavin Marks, who knocks down the tray ball. Spartans cut the lead to 1. First half winding down when Darren Pope drives and finishes 24-21 Middletown, and on the next possession, a collision as Chad Cole hits from deep. Middletown, though, would lead 26-24 at the half. In the third, more defense from the Cavs as they come up with the steal, and up ahead of the pack is Jaden Rogers, who lays it in. Then late in the fourth, Middletown up 5 when Amir Cunningham goes up strong and the foul. And then Cunningham again, this time going baseline, finds Evan Sparks, who's able to finish. Middletown gets the win on the road, 57-51 over St. Mark's. And now it's time for our top plays of the week. We've got 6 for you this week, and there's some great basketball plays as we get our winter season underway. At number 6, getting us started from Salesianum is Will Mutz. Right here, he's going to be ahead of the pack. Justin Mullen able to find him. He's going to elevate and throw it down with the right hand. Will Mutz getting us started this week at number 6. On to number 5. Here's Justin Mullen from Salesianum. This one a fan submission as Mullen, you know, he's got some hop in his step, and he's going to get in the paint and throw it down in transition. Back-to-back dunks for Salesianum at number 6 and number 5. On to number 4, Darius Brown from Howard, one of the most athletic players here in the state of Delaware. This one's going to be set up from the inbound. They find him, and he elevates. He just floats up in the air and able to throw it down. A big dunk there for the Howard Wildcats and Darius Brown. On to number 3, Jabri White. He's a human highlight reel for the St. Mark Spartans. He was able to submit this one. Here he is, top of the key, going to put it on the floor, drive and elevate, and nobody wants to get in his way on that dunk. Jabri White throws it down at number 3. And then another dunk here at number 2. If you like dunks, this is your top play. Zach Johnson from DMA. This one in transition from the sideline. Check out the bench view there. Zach Johnson able to elevate and throw it down at number 2. And number 1 got to be courtside for this one. Gabe Valmond here, Appoquinimink up 2 over William Penn. Time running down as Valmond able to get around Hodge Ellis, then elevate and hit the 3 over 2 defenders. The go-ahead 3 that would win the game for William Penn as time expires. That's your top play with Gabe Valmond at number 1 this week. And before we go to break, I'd like to say a special congratulations to Charlie Brown Jr., who we had right here on set just a week ago, a former player for the Bluecoats, signing his 10-day contract with the Dallas Mavericks. He'll be heading to Dallas. Congratulations, Charlie. But that'll do it for sports this week. We're going to take a break. When we come back, more DETV News.
Let DART do the driving. DART First State provides transportation that is clean, safe, reliable, and affordable. Plan your trip and get real-time bus information with the free DART Transit app. Scan your phone to pay your fare with the free DART Pass app. So what are you waiting for? Try transit today. Visit dartfirststate.com or call 1-800-652-DART.
Welcome back. A local Amazon team helped children and families bring in the holidays by delivering a special gift to children in need. Local employees from the Fulfillment Center in Carneys Point made a trip across the bridge to deliver bicycles to kids in need, and also presented a $1,000 Amazon Kindness Grant to children and families first. The purpose of this grant is to help children facing adversity on their journey to adulthood.
The Newark Police Department partook in donating toys to the community as part of their Presents for Police campaign. The distribution happened at the intersection of East Main Street and Academy Street in Newark. More than 50 residents signed up to attend, and the event was sponsored by the Newark Police Department, Newark's Parks and Rec, and Newark Police Athletic League.
So the Police Department, Parks and Rec, and the PAL have all been able to generously get gifts donated from people in the community, and we've been able to help a lot of local families in the community get some gifts during the holiday, whether it's because of the pandemic or just struggles that people may need. We're able to get them some gifts and help them have a little bit better holiday.
The Stop the Violence prayer chain also held a toy giveaway event this past weekend, but the community-wide event was held outdoors for COVID safety. The event features a bounce house, food, hot chocolate, music, and games, in addition to an abundance of toys to give away.
We always come out and give to the community. A lot of people donate to help us, and we get blessed, and we give a blessing back to all the children and the families in the community.
The New Upsilon chapter of Omega Psi Phi partnered with the Concord Pike Five Below this past weekend to host a community-wide Toys for Tots program. The chapter sponsored 75 children from the city of Wilmington using eligible families from the Delaware social service organizations and community centers, which Five Below currently services within their surrounding retail market. Each child was able to select 3 gifts from the store and even got to take pictures with Santa Claus.
And it's been over 20 years that we do this every year around this time.
Five Below has been a partner with New Friendship Outreach and the New Upsilon chapter of Omega Psi Phi for the last 5 years. Again, they've been a wonderful partner. They open their doors, they extend their hearts, and they extend their arms to all of our recipients, which again makes this a great event.
The goal of the fraternity was to target low-income and economically challenged children in the city and put a smile on their face for Christmas. What sounds better than Santa Claus coming to town on his sleigh? Well, how about a helicopter instead? Thanks to the help of the United States Coast Guard, boys and girls of the John G. Leach School got a special visit from Santa. The helicopter landed in the parking lot of the school, and Santa greeted the excited children. The John G. Leach School serves pupils residing in Newcastle County who have a physical disability, moderate to severe cognitive disabilities, or serious health impairments. This was definitely a wonderful way for students to celebrate the holidays.
Love that, it's fantastic. Well, he may have made your drink at Catherine Rooney's in Charlie Square or possibly made your sandwich at Malin's Deli in Newark, but this time of year he wears a different hat, a Santa hat. Rocco Malin is a former U.S. Marine, perhaps best known for his wacky ideas and off-centered personality. For the past 6 years, Malin has been organizing and fundraising toy drives for underprivileged kids, personally delivering the gifts and toys while dressed as Santa Claus, riding his motorcycle while pulling a sleigh on wheels. The homegrown DIY event has blossomed over the years. Last week, Malin and pals did what they do best, delivering an avalanche of toys for families at the Ronald McDonald House of Delaware and other families in need. Rocco recently stopped by DETV to tell us about his organization.
Me and my friend Jay went out and spent about $100 worth of gifts and rode around dressed like Santa and an elf and handed stuff out to complete strangers, and from there kind of took off.
You know, it was really great meeting Rocco the other day, actually.
It was right, yeah. I've known him since I was a kid, and just to see the his organization grow into something that was small and just grown so much over the past 6 years, I'm super happy and can't wait to see what the next 6 bring for him.
I know, and speaking of the Christmas holiday, what are you doing for Christmas, Matt?
What am I doing? I don't, just kind of like family, but small, nothing major because of this this variant that's around. So we're just keeping it safe. How about you?
I'm doing the same thing. I'm just gonna hang with parents.
Good.
And just, celebrate the holidays, but be safe.
Right.
Of course, because of this surge.
Yes.
So
Good.
That's great.
Awesome.
But that's our weekend review. Thanks for watching DETV News. I'm Kaylin Pride.
And I'm Matt Ford. Be sure to check out DETV across social media. And from all of us here at DETV, we wish you and yours a very happy and safe holiday. Stay well, and we'll see you next time.
DETV News is sponsored by Newcastle County Government.